Okay, so in our last class, we we talked about testing, running a test for uh price feed. Okay, we ran a test for our price feed. All right, so today what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be um refactoring our contracts. All right. So why are we refactoring the contract? Why are we changing the contract? Okay, so we are not really changing the contract. We're not changing the logic in the contract. We just want to change how the contract works. Okay, but the logic and everything is still the same. How the purpose for the contract is still the same. We are just trying to update the contract. Okay, so if you come to our price feed, you will see that our price feed address, okay, our price feed contract is at coded. This guy is at coded. Okay, if you look at it here, you see that it's got coded. That means these contracts can only work on peculiar ETH price feed. All right, so it's not flexible. It cannot collect other price feeds. Okay, so that's why we are refactoring this contract. We are refactoring the contract so that it can be flexible and it can be reusable. Reusable in the sense that if somebody wants to use Ethereum price feed, it can. If wants to use Avalanche price feed, it can. If wants to use any other price feed, they can. All right. So that's what we intend to do today. Okay, that's the refactoring of our contract. That's why we are refactoring our contracts. Okay, so we are not going to be doing much. All right, we're not doing any magic. So first of all, we'll come to our constructor. All right, so we are going to pass our price feed as an input parameter in our constructor. So we're going to um, add it here. So let's create address. We'll call this one price feed address. All right, so I haven't done that. We'll come to our store. So we're going to store, I'm going to store it here so that we have it here as a stored variable. Okay, we want to have it here as a stored variable. So let's store it here. Let me copy this guy. So this is going to be our type since that's what we are using. All right, I'm going to copy this guy. All right, I'm going to paste it here. All right, and say price feed. Okay. We'll store it here as price feed. All right, so come back to our constructor and then we're going to say that this price feed is equals to this price feed. Okay. Sorry, my system is a little bit slow. Okay, so we're going to say this price feed is equal to this guy in brackets price feed address. All right, so what does it mean? It mean that this price feed is equals to this price feed, and this price feed is of this type. It's getting its value, its character from this aggregator v3 interface. All right, remember that's where we are getting our price feed for. Now you will notice that again rate. That's because, all right, we don't have it here. So we're going to, all right, so if we import this guy here, it, and then paste it here. All right, so if we paste it here, okay, you see that the red line has disappeared. All right, see that it has disappeared. Okay, so okay, so what next? All right, so what next? Now we've added it to our state variable. We now have price feed here. Okay, so what next? What next? We'll come to our price converter. We're going to be editing our get version and then get price and then get conversion. If you're not saying anything, please mute your mic. Okay, so we're going to be editing. Don't worry, after this I'll go back to it again. I'll do a recap. And also I'm going to send the notes to the group tonight. So okay, so we are going to be editing our get version, our get price, and our get version, get price, and our get conversion. All right, so that it's synchronized with this setup that we're trying to do here. All right, so let's start. Okay, so the since we have it here as price feed, all right, since we have our aggregator interface as price feed here, all right, we can just come here and then we'll delete this guy. Okay, we'll delete this guy and just say price feed dot version. All right, so we can put this as an input variable. Let's copy this guy and let me copy this guy. Okay, let's see. We can put this as an input variable. Ctrl V. Okay, so we'll put this as an input variable and we're returning um, price feed dot version. All right. So price feed the version. All right. So it's going to return our price feed dot version. All right. So we're coming to our get price. So in the get price, we're just going to add okay, we've added our price feed here as an input variable here. So we'll copy this guy. All right, and then include it here. Okay. So we'll remove this guy. let me just mute it so that I can always come back and get that address, right? All right, so remove this guy. Okay, so I think we are good to go here. So come to our get conversion. Okay, we'll just put price feed here. Okay, so and then have it as an input parameter here. And okay, so we are good to go. All right, so what have we done so far? All right, if you notice that for us to change, we added input parameter as an input parameter, price feed as an input parameter here to return this. Added price feed as an input parameter here, all right, so that price feed is equals to latest round of data. Now this price feed, I think I was trying to start something last class. Okay, that's when I added this price feed here. Okay, so what else? All right, so let me just save this. And all right, in our font contracts, I think we'll have to change this guy. All right, so I have to change this guy to all right, I'm going to change this guy to message as value dot. Now you see that if you come to this place, this get conversion. All right, so this is where we are converting our crypto. This is where all the conversion is happening. All right, this is where we are all changing our ETH to dollar. You get, and then this is where we are converting. This is where we are getting the price, and this is where we are converting it to dollar. This is where we are converting ETH to dollar. You remember how we did it? Okay, so this, if you come to this contract, you will see that they say that minimum USDT. All right, and this message of value is supposed to be in ETH. Okay, so for us to convert it to from ETH to dollar, so that this requirement is going to pull through, we are going to be calling this function, this get version function. All right, so we're going to be saying that this dot value is actually calling the get conversion. Okay, so and this is going to be of price feed. All right, don't worry about the red line. Okay, so this is going to be in 256. I'm going to put this guy in the brackets. All right, I think that's settled it. Let me give it space so that we'll see what we're doing. Okay, so okay, so we have been able to refactor our contracts. Okay, so I've been able to refactor our contracts so that now all right, you will notice that when you paste it on your remix.ide, you you're going to see that before you can deploy the contract, there's going to be an input parameter. Okay, so when you put the price feed, the contract will do here price feed, your desired price feed. And you deploy the contract is going to be working with your desired price feed. And this conversion is going to work according to your, let me go back to the conversion. Okay, so this conversion is going to work according to your price feed. If you are using a Bitcoin price feed, it is going to be converting Bitcoin to USDT. All right. If you're using Avalanche price feed, it's going to be converting Avalanche to USDT. So this conversion we apply to whatever price feed you are using. Okay, so I also you have to understand as well that you are still going to be using you're still going to understand that this you are still going to put the decimal place into consideration. All right, not every um um coin, or let's say not every crypto have the same decimal. All right, you have to put that in consideration, but don't worry about that for now. Just understand that what is smart contract is doing is that it deploys according to the price feed you're using. Okay, so having done this, we are going to be effecting these changes in our contract. Okay, so we are going to be refactoring our tests and our deploy scripts as well. Okay, so we're going to be refactoring our tests and our um, deploy scripts as well. Okay, so first of all, let's work on our deploy script. Okay, so if you let's just go straight to it. Let's just go straight to it. So if you see that for us to okay, this is what I actually did. Now, before this was like this. Okay, let me move this guy. Okay, this was like this. All right, this is how it was. Okay, so let me fix this guy. Okay, think we have problem with our naming here. All right, so I'll fix it now and then we're good to go. All right, so this guy is on me. Okay, so that's where the problem is. Let me just fix it right so that's this guy will be good. All right, let me rename this guy to fund me. Okay, and so this guy will be funny. All right. Okay, we're not supposed to have issue. Okay, so I'm coming. Let me look at this guy very well. Okay, so we're not supposed to be having this line. Okay, so let me type this guy. Imports. Okay, so okay. All right, so I don't know why this red line is still showing, but let me just ignore it for now, and let's do while we're here. Okay, so this guy, we're going to be refactoring our setup, okay, so that it can contain it can um play with our setups, our changes, okay, our refactored contracts. Okay, so first of all, we are going to be importing okay, in our tests we've import deployed contracts. Okay, so this, I think I did this in our last class. In case I didn't do it, probably I've done it before the class. All right, so you import your deployed me script, this guy here, so that whatever changes we do here, we can also do it here. All right. Oh, sorry, whatever change we do here, we can also do it here. All right. So let's work with this guy first. Okay, let's work with this guy first. So first of all, we have this um function. Okay, so it's going to return me. All right, so no, not this one. I want this one. Okay, so we're going to declare our price feed outside. All right, so we're going to say that this address price feed is equal to, this is a price feed we are using here. I'm going to copy this guy. And then I'm going to paste it here. All right, that's the price feed you are using. So in this place, we'll just put price feed here. Okay, so that settles it. All right, and then what else? And then we'll return this guy. fund me. Okay, so okay, and we'll come to this test. On this test, we are not doing anything different. We're not doing anything different in this setup. So we see there that we've included our price feed. Okay, and then what else? All right, so instead of coding our price feed here, all right, instead of coding our price feed here, we just okay, I've declared this guy. So we declared our fund me here. All right, and so our new fund me, okay, our new fund me, this one will not work. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say address price feed. Okay, is equal to this guy. Let me think here. All right, so let me. Oh, okay. What I'll do is that this guy is supposed to come before. Let me cut this guy and okay. So since this guy is equal to, I'm going to paste. I'm going to say price feed. All right. So all right. So that settles it. Okay, so that settles it. All right, we're going to run the test for this. Since this guy is not having a red line, let me copy this guy. Come to this guy that's having a red line and paste it. Still having a red line. Wow.
Mr. Samuel,
Yes, I can hear you.
yes, I can hear you. What if you remove those two dots before the slash source?
No, 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 no. Nothing is wrong with the um with the import. If you see that this same import, this import here is the same import here. Okay, so the two dots is that you are going down the directory. Okay, it's two dots is that you are coming down to this source here. All right, so that's it. If you notice that this import here, the way same way we imported here, is the same way we imported here. To get it, all right. So let's just save our work. Control S, Control S, Control S. Okay, so all right. So let us write a. All right, our red line is gone. So we don't have any red line. All right, so write our forge test. Sorry. All right, so we have the for QRL. Okay, so I saved Sepolia, our Alchemy this thing here, so I'll just copy it. Okay. Paste it here. And 3, 4. So I'm using 4 because I want more details about our test. So I'll just click it and okay, I think okay, so we're having the declaration shows a system declaration. Okay, add responders. And then secondly, we say member gets owner not found and visible in the permanent local blah 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 formula that gets owner and all that. All right, so I'm going to come to think we are having the error here. Sorry here. Okay, so it said get owner. Okay, so there is now I'm looking at it here. There's no get owner in our contracts. I think we should write a get owner in our contracts. So let me write the function get owner external in the returning address. So we are going to return owner. Okay, so I remember, all right, so I refactored this guy. I tried to use our old this thing. Okay, let me just leave it. Let me just leave it. Let me just leave it. Oh, I think I should change it. Here's supposed to be I underscore owner. That's the naming convention for immutable. that this owner is immutable. So let me look for where owners are. Right, so this guy is going to be I owner. That will be I owner. Okay, so where else can I find I owner? All right. Okay, let's just run it again and see. Okay, so get version not found and visibility after the lockup. Okay, so get version. Okay, get version, get version, get version, get version, get version, get version. Right, so we come here and so we have this get version here. Just copy that. Okay, so what else? Okay, we saw that the get version. Declaration, we said that declaration shadows address founders, public founders. Okay, so let's run it again, see if we have any other error. Said compilation failed because we have address founders, address founders. Okay, so I think here we have finished this place. Okay, so all right, come in, let me just pick this and come. Okay, so they said that Number get version not found and visible after argument dependent lookup active. Was this the last one? All right, I'm coming. Let me just fix these guys up. So we have a running declaration. This guy, this guy, this guy. Get version, get version. I'm going to get version. Version found or usability. Let me call it a stunner. All right, it's done now. Let me do this. All right, so let's see if that settles it. Okay, so we're comparing. All right, so let it finish. So I'll sort these guys out. Okay, so we see that our test went through. We will successfully um refactored our contract. Okay, we successfully refactored our contract, and then you see that 3 passed. That means these tests, these tests. Okay, so we successfully tested this guy, and this guy. These are the 3 tests that passed. No one failed and no one compared. 3 parts, 3 tests passed. All right, so okay, so you see that now the problem here, okay, there's a problem here, although it is not showing here, it's not going to show here, but there's a problem here. Okay, so the problem here is that this guy is the one deploying the contract. All right, we are deploying our contracts using our deploy script. Okay, that's one. Now secondly, the deployer of this contract is not our message or sender. Okay, let me explain further. Now in this contract, okay, if you are looking for the message or sender, we are testing for message or sender here. We are testing for our owner. Okay, we said that this this test script, all right, this guy that's testing it, all right, this contract, the contract address of this contract, this every contract here has a contract address. This permit also have a contract address. This price converter has a contract address. All of them, as long as there's a contract, as long as it's deployed, that contract has a contract address. Okay. Now, when we deploy it like this, this test on me test or so contract becomes our owner because the contract address is what we are using here. Okay. Now, which is not really accurate. We want a situation whereby it's the person that deploys the contract becomes the owner, not the person that tests the contract. Okay. in this particular in this situation, the tester of this contract, which is this smart contract here, becomes the owner of the contract. That's why we use this address, that means this address, not message or sender. And we're supposed to be using message or sender. Okay, so we'll have to want to change this so that we can use message the sender. If you don't understand, I'll still say no problem. Okay, so just follow along, and then as you play with it, it's going to unfold. It's going to You're going to understand it. Okay, all together, all together.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
all right, so we'll come back to our scripts. Okay, so we'll come back to our test, and then so we'll come back to our test and use this message as sender. Oh, I see thunder. Okay, message as sender. If we run this now, we are going to have an error. Okay, if we run this now, we're going to have an error. All right, let's run it to see. Let's see the error we're going to have. All right, so let's see the error we're going to have. Okay, glory be to God. It passed. All right, so it passed. Wow. Okay, so it passed. That means our message of sender here. Okay, our message of sender here is now our deployed contract. Okay, our message of sender here is now the one deploying the contract, not our test file. Oh, sorry, sorry. Let's not let's not overhype ourselves. Sorry, I've not saved. Let me save it and see if it's going to pass. Okay, now you see that we have an error. Okay, so two passed and one failed. So we have an error, and the error we are having is that this guy. Remember, I said that this guy is now the owner. So this message does send that the person deploying the contract is not even the owner now. That is why it's saying that the deployer is not equal to the contract address, the owner. They are not tallying. So we have to edit it in a way that this guy becomes our our um our message or sender becomes the owner of the contract. So as it is right now, the person who deployed the contract cannot withdraw. This message or sender cannot withdraw from our contract. So the person that the if you deploy this contract and anybody uses this contract, they can only add money to the contract, but you cannot withdraw money from the contract because the message or sender is not the owner. Remember, we wrote a test here to say that only the owner, which is this guy, withdraw. We said that only the owner can withdraw. Okay, only the owner can withdraw. And then here we say that if you come here, we are saying that we are testing if the owner is message or sender. And we set our owner, which is the assumed message or sender, to be this contract address. So it is this contract address that's going to be in place of this message or sender here that we've set. So in this place of message or sender, the address of this fundme.test or so is going to be in that place. So when we put this actual message or sender, it's flagging error here. Okay, so let's fix that right a bit. So let's first of all let's go to our script and look up on something. Okay, so first of all, we're going to say okay. Uh, okay, let's do it this way. Okay, let me unmute this guy. So we're going to be using our deployed scripts. Okay, so this guy is going to be here. Ooh. All right, so we imported our fundme, our deployed fundme. This guy will be here. All right, so let's write this guy to be like this. Okay, so this guy unmute. Okay, fundme is going to be deploy fundme. Not run. Then we're going to cover it like this. Okay. All right. Let me see this guy. Okay, so let's run this guy again and see if it's going to have any challenge. Okay, so let's run it and see if we're going to have any challenge. Now we'll see that that error have been disappeared. Okay, so now what did we do? For those of us that missed it, now you see that instead of me to be working with the price feed directly, all right, so I'm using the deployed contract. All right, this guy is what's deploying our contracts. So I'm testing the instance of our contracts, the deployed contracts. That's what I'm testing. All right, that's why our message sender is still working here. Okay, that's why our message sender can still work here. Why? Because I created a new fund me. All right, so this deploy fund me. Imported this guy here. All right, I created an instance here, and then I made this fund me contracts. Okay, this fund me that I have created here to run this fund me here. Okay, so why is this guy running? Because this fund me here, all right, remember that we created this guy here. The same thing we did here where I'm making use of many hairs, but just listen. I deployed our deployed contract. Okay. So I deployed our deployed contract and then I ran it here. So there's no need, I don't have any, so that I don't have any business with the price feed here again. I don't need to add code the price feed here again. Remember, we used to have code the price feed here and come and code the price feed here. See, we've coded the price feed here and I'm coding the price feed here again. So in this case, I don't need to add code the price feed here. So what I do is that whatever changes I'm doing it here. So if I change this price feed, if I change this price feed here, I have to come here and change the price feed. But now, if I change this price feed here, I don't have to come here and change the price feed. It's applied to this place to altogether. It's applied here. Okay, so whatever I deploy here will effect itself here, and whatever I effect here will be affected here because I'm using this contract, these scripts to deploy these scripts, and then I'm using these scripts to test whatever this script is deployed. Understand? So you see that in this place, I am importing fundme.so, while in this place, I am importing this guy, all right, the deploy script, so that I can test on the deploy script. All right, so that's why the message the sender is still working very, very well. Okay, so I would have loved to go further because of we are way behind time, but my laptop battery will not permit us to go any further. So any question? So any question? So what have we done so far? All right, so let me take us back to what we've done so far. We tried to this error. Let me name this error on me underscore. Okay, so that we know that this error is coming from the funding contract. Okay, so what have we done so far? Can't find my mouse. Okay, so what have we done so far? We created a constructor, an input variable, so that whenever upon deployment of our contract, it will ask us to provide a price feed, our desired price feed. All right, so we came here and then we declared it here, but this guy is going to flag red. So we have to import our aggregator v3 interface here so that this guy can work very well. All right, so we declared it here, price feed. and then we create an input variable. We'll call it price feed address. So this is where we're going to put the price feed address. All right, and then we said that this price feed address is of the type aggregator interface. So we're getting it from aggregator interface, and it's going to be equated to this guy, this price feed. All right, so it's going to be stored in this price feed here that we'll put outside here. Okay, now this is how it works. This let me break it down to the layman language, to the layman. All right, so we declared our price feed here as, oh, these are price feed. Oh, it's like when we declare and say that this units and this is called my number. Say for example my number, just as the way we used to play with in our examples. Now we can now call this my number that we've declared here in any of our functions. We can store whatever we want to store in any of our functions, and then whatever we store in the function, okay, in this function, like let's say for example we have an input variable, an input parameter that collects my number. So when we collect this my number and then we store it in with our constructor, all right, whatever we store in the constructor, whenever we are using it in this in our contract and our function, as long we don't store any new, override it, okay, our new number, my number is going to be what is going to be. If I store 5 here, I'm going to be using 5. My number is going to be 5 throughout the contract. Okay. If I store 10, my 10 is going to be throughout the contract, except I have to modify it or say my number plus this or whatever. So that is what is happening here. Okay, let me just remove it. That's what is happening here. All right, so we've gotten our price feed and then we store this our price feed address that we are getting here inside our price feed. So wherever you see price feed is going to be the address that we've stored here. It's going to be this address. That's going to be the price feed. So wherever you see price feed is this address. Okay, in this address. So that's why when we come to this place and want to modify it in our test, in our deploy, we actually add code it because we are actually deploying it. We are like we are testing it. It's like we are working on our this thing. So when we add code this price feed here and we are testing it, so this price feed it will automatically be added to our contract here. Okay, that this price feed that we added here will automatically be added to our contract here. Okay, like in this place of constructor is going to be, it's going to demand for it to be deployed. There's going to be a need for price feed. So this guy deploying the contract is going to put the price feed in the place of this constructor, and then it's going to deploy it. So that's how it works. So wherever there is price feed, the address that we input in our deployment here is going to suffice for it and it's going to work very well. All right. So having said that, any question? Yeah, any question? Okay. Also to note that the note is going to be a very brief summary of it, like so that I don't bore you with so many write-up. So I made it as straightforward and summarizable as possible. Okay, as summarized as possible. Okay, so that's what the note is all about. But that's it for refactoring um our funding contract and refactoring our test contracts. Okay, so you can go on your way and try and write a test for this. You can try and write a test for fund the withdraw function. Okay, you can write a test for it. We've written a test for get owner and get version. Okay, we can write a test for fund function funds for fund function and withdraw function. Okay, so that's it. All right. So any question before we take a bow?
Mr. Samuel, please, what's today's topic?
Refactoring tests. I've answered your question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in our next class, we are going to be going further. All right. Um, I'm really having serious light issues. All right. So it's costing me a lot to actually stay online. So, but I'll ensure that we don't have a break again. This is almost towards the end of our class, so we shouldn't be having breaks. Okay, so we are going to be having um I'm going to be talking about cheaper withdrawals
So
in
you said
our
what?
can you hear me?
Yes.
We're going to be dealing on withdrawing from how to make our withdrawal process cheaper. All right, trying to edit our contracts to make it cheaper and gas efficient. Okay, so when we're talking about cheaper withdrawal, chisel and storage, and then interactions, if there is time. But we'll do as much as we can in our next class. All right. So for the meantime, I'm going to drop today's notes immediately after now on our group. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. So any question before I take a bow?
No, sir.
Okay, so for recap purpose, we're supposed to be doing 4 projects. All right, we're supposed to do 4 projects. The simple storage project, the fund me project, okay, the token project where we create a simple token, and then the NFT project where we create NFTs. And I don't know whether time is going to permit us to run the NFT project, but definitely before the end of next week, we should be done with um, the FundMe project and the token project. Okay, so at the end of next week, I'm going to give us a mini project to work on. All right, so no, before the end of next week, we should we should we should be having a team where we're working on the particular project. I'm going to give us a project, or you choose a project you are going to be working on. If you don't want to choose, I'm going to choose a project for you. I think I have a project, and then you guys should work on it as a team. And it's going to supposed to project is going to weeks, and then you guys are done for it.
Can you hear me all together?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
All right.